Brentford 3, Bournemouth 2, and I am seething, lads. I'm sorry for the late reaction to this game, but I was away in London for the weekend when I went to Liverpool. But anyways, let's get into the game. Fuck's sake, once again, stunned by the bees. And I knew this was going to happen. I just had a feeling this would happen. And I'm so seething that my camera's rocking. You can tell I'm fucking fuming right now. We should have won that game, but no, once again, we fucking bottle it against Brentford. I don't know what it is against Brentford, but we never seem to get a result out of these, man. Especially away. I remember even last year, it was like we were 2-1 up. We were literally a few minutes away from winning the game. Kirk slips on his ass, and we end up drawing 2-2. And yet, once again, here we are. We were 2-1 up, looking like, okay, we've done enough to keep this. We're just going to have to defend and get over the line. And what do? We fucking bottle it, as per usual, lads. We turned into Spurs in that second half. Defensively, we were just all over the place, and it was really annoying because attacking-wise, we're really solid. We got such a good team going forward. But for some insane reason, if we don't have our usual back four, or we make a few changes to the squad, it just completely unbalances the team. We should have kept the same team we had from the last 3 games of Arsenal, Villa and City. But we made a few little tweaks and little changes here, and it just felt like we were a completely different team. It was like we were back to being Championship Bournemouth a couple of years ago, where great attacking but can't defend. And yeah, I would say it felt like we were watching Gary O'Neill's Bournemouth at times, the way we just conceded goals. We scored a second goal, and then literally within a few seconds, they equalised 2-2. It was like a pro clubs match. No defending, just out attack. That's all it was. But unfortunately, they had just a little bit more firepower. We made a few substitutions during the game, which made it a bit more defensive for us. We were trying to hold on for a draw. No, fucking hell, they score another one, we go 3-2. And I just knew this would happen. We were running such a high from beating Arsenal, drawing to Villa, and beating City. But I just knew something like this was going to happen. We just got another slap around the face, back to life, back to reality. We just realised, as good as we think we are, we're not as good as we think we are. It's one of those games where it just humbles you and makes you realise every game, you can't take it easy. You can't take any team for granted. Because on their day, they can turn up and slap you back into reality. And instead of getting 3 points or maybe even 1 point, we left the stadium with 0 points. And which is really annoying because I kept saying, early on in this season, when we were having the Arsenal, Villa, City fixtures coming up, I said if we get those 3 games out of the way, we have the easier games coming up of Brentford, Ipswich and Wolves. And right now, after watching that Brentford performance, I'm not too confident against Ipswich and Wolves now, mate, and even against Brighton. I'm not confident now, lads. It's made us realise, hey, every game is going to be a battle. We can't take our foot off the gas. If we do, more results like this is going to happen, and we're going to drop more points, and we're going to go straight further down the table. Now, before this Brentford game, we were looking on course to maybe challenge for a European spot, maybe a Conference League or something if we kept the form going. But it feels like we've hit a little bit of a speed bump now, so the next 2 games are very vital. If we keep dropping points, then we're just going to end up being in that sort of mid-table purgatory where we don't do anything. We're not going to win a cup, let's be honest. We're going to probably maybe make it through 2 rounds of the FA Cup, go up against a Man City and get slapped out of that. So all that's left is just make sure we stay in the Prem for another season, which is fine if you're like an Ipswich that are just trying to stay in the league and it's your first time being in the league for 20 odd years. But once you've been in the Premier League now for, was it our 3rd season now, in our 2nd stint in the league, eventually just being in the league isn't going to be enough anymore. We do need to start having goals of getting up there for European spots. We don't want to become a Palace or a Wolves team that are just happy to be here, and as long as we stay in the Prem, we don't really care. We don't want to be that sort of team. We've got goals and ambitions. We're trying to build the stadium, building the training ground. We need to keep that sort of mentality of settling for just being in the Premier League isn't good enough anymore. We need to start pushing up for European spots, get better players in, probably get rid of some deadwood. There are a few players in this team that need to go. And it was pretty much evident in that game against Brentford that some players are just stealing a living. I'm not going to say who, you probably know who I'm talking about. If you're a Bournemouth fan, you know who I'm talking about. So I don't think I need to go into much detail of who they are. And yeah, So yeah, who have we got next? Who's our next team? Is it Brighton? I think it is. Let's have a quick look. Sorry, I'm just going to get the fixtures up. Who the fuck have we got next? Oh, great. We got Brighton next at home. Now, Brighton have just beaten Man City. We've just beaten Man City. But looking at our two forms right now, I'm probably going to say Brighton are probably going to have a bit more of an edge over us. So my predictions for that game, I'm going to go for a draw if we're lucky. If we play like we did defensively against Brentford as we do against Brighton, we're probably going to lose another 3 points, lads. So, yeah, thank God there's an international break, so hopefully Iraola can have a word with the boys and say, look, lads, we can't have another repeat performance of that. If we need to get back on track and get back on course, and we can't take Brighton for granted, we have to go treat them like they did Arsenal, treat them like we did Villa and Man City. Don't be scared of them, give them a fight, and get the 3 points. That's what we got to do. So, yeah. I'll be doing a preview like nearer the time. I might do a watch along for the England game because there's no other football, so why not? And yeah, that's all I've got to say about this match reaction. Disappointing result, stunned by the bees once again. Brentford have become our bogey team. There's just something about these guys. We just never seem to get a result out of them. I don't know what it is. They're just our bogey team for some odd reason. And yeah, that's enough of my rant today. Thank you all for watching this match reaction. Apologies it's a bit late. I've been away this weekend, so I haven't had the time to record it. I've literally just got back home, so this is the only time I've had to do this reaction. But it is what it is, lads. We move on to the next game in 2 weeks' time. Thank you all for watching. If you're a new follower, please leave a like, share, and subscribe down below. If you're a returning viewer, pleasure to see you again. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers, boys. I will be doing a thank you video for that when we finally reach that point. Hopefully it'll come to that soon. My goal is to try and get 1,000 before the end of the year. And by the way we're going, I think we'll do it. And I'll definitely do a video for that, so look forward to doing that soon. Anyway, boys, I've been your boy Richard Morse. Thank you all for watching this video. Up the chairs, and I'll see you soon. See you later.